Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2023 Netflix original animated feature film, The Magician's Elephant, hour 40-something minutes long, appropriately paced, first, second, third act, based on a book. The animation was gorgeous. The Netflix animated films have a very specific style to them. The characters are like lanky and very elongated, like facial features, and not all of them, most of them. And it just has a certain kind of flow to it that you're like, okay, this is a Netflix film. Netflix has had a lot of animated films come out that we've talked about, and not many people give them the credit that they deserve because the animated films that they create are really good. Some of them are great. This is a great film. Not even the fact that it's animated. The story is fantastic. I knew nothing about this. The only thing I knew about this was that the song at the end credits found I have had in my liked playlist on Spotify for over a year now, 2 years now, a year and a half probably, and I would play it all the time because it's an awesome song that just popped up in a one of those like cultivated playlists for you or whatever it's called, um, not knowing the extent of what this story was about. I just know that this song was awesome. So the end credit song came up and I was like, oh my god, I know this song. I love this song. So it was a good thing. Main character's name is Peter. He's an orphan. He's being raised by a soldier in this town that used to have magic. The city used to have magic all the time, and then everybody just stopped believing. And then the magic just disappeared. These clouds formed, these like bulbous clouds formed above the city, causing no more magic, no more sunlight, nothing. Hope is gone. And so eventually a magician comes to town, and his magic's a little wary, and he inadvertently drops an elephant through the roof onto an old lady, and all hell breaks loose. So it's now a matter of questions of Peter is still convinced that his sister is still alive. They were separated during a war. And why is he being lied to that she's dead when he knows she's not dead? He sees a fortune teller. She tells him that he has to follow the elephant to find his sister. What does the elephant have to do with finding Peter's sister? So it's then a matter of finding his sister and finding an elephant. So he finds an elephant because the magician brings an elephant to the town. And so then what does the elephant have to do with his sister? Well, it's one of those like Rube Goldberg effects. One thing's going to lead to the next thing, which leads to the next thing, which leads to the next thing, or crashes into the next thing and crashes into the next thing. The king of the land is enamored that an elephant fell through the roof and wants to see it for himself. So he comes. The countess wants nothing to do with it. And so then Peter is tasked by the king for 3 impossible tasks. And if he can get the 3 impossible tasks, he gets the elephant in order to find his sister. So the first task he completes, second task he completes, third task he kind of completes, then he completes it. So then the elephant is his. But then now it's a matter of what's up with finding his sister. Well, his sister, who's alive and well this entire time on the outskirts of the town, living in her own orphanage run by a sister, has dreams as well. The magic of the elephant being brought is creating dreams for Peter, creating dreams for his sister, and creating dreams for the elephant. They're all seeing the same stuff. So it's pretty cool having a whole SOC, stream of consciousness, a sock going on in regards to bringing everything together. Fortune teller is narrating throughout. Peter and the sister, of course, meet at the end, as all good stories do. And what happens to the elephant? Well, the elephant goes back to Africa, where she was in the first place with her family. So it's just a matter of belief, hope, magic, spirit, imagination. And those 5 principles were brought about in such an eloquent way that it's very hard to do. It was an elegance. That's the better word for it. It was a very elegant way of putting this to terms, because this touches on a lot of adult aspect of what happens when you get older. Well, your imagination starts to go. You don't have that childhood wonder, believing in certain things and hope and magic. But then how do you get it back? That's what's cool about this. It brings a sense of you want that same happy, hopey feeling that you had when you were a kid. Anything is possible. And then reality of the world just destroys you. How do you get back to that hope? That's what's cool about this. That's what's so cool about this film. They did such a great job with the underlying message to this, spoken in actual words, not just a matter of, oh, picture's worth 1,000 words kind of a thing. No, not made for interpretation. That's literally what this was all about. Hope. Gorgeous. My one concern, my one critique, is that this should have been a musical. And why I say that is because so many parts of the story has a character doing one thing and then the score builds up. And when you watch a musical, when the score builds up, that's when the character you're seeing on the screen belts out into a song to bring the story along. So there were so many points in the story where Peter is skipping through the streets or whatever, and the score is building up, and nothing happens. He doesn't sing. He just goes to the next scene. And I'm like, give me a song. Give me a Peter flying through the air song. Give me a Peter dreaming with the elephant song. So many Peter with the elephant songs could have been happening. So many, the neighbor with his what if song, a whole what if song. It could have been so wonderful. It could have been so much better as a musical because of how well the story was given, as well as how well the score is presented. But in hindsight, it doesn't even have to be a musical because I'm still saying how incredible the film was. I just personally wish that it was a musical because it gave us that buildup of the score, the soundtrack, the music, and then did not give us the song right after that. So I can only hope, right? That was the whole point of this film. The Magician's Elephant, absolutely incredible animated feature film. I'm disgusted in myself that it took me 2 years to get to here. If it came out in 23 and it's now 25, on to the next review. Mucho mahalo.